with President Putin today. Would you characterize the President Biden's messages to President Putin as clear and unequivocal, of delineating the consequences of any such invasion, including sanctions such as that I've mentioned and others that we mentioned yesterday in a classified setting?
Absolutely, Mr. Chairman. The President could not have been clearer.
All right. And in that respect, have we also shared that this is not just a question of the United States engaging in these very significant sanction activities, but an increasing multilateral reality for President Putin if he makes the mistake of invading Ukraine?
Absolutely. We've said it ourselves, but the Europeans and other allies are increasingly saying it as well. You might have seen a press conference today that Commission Chairwoman von der Leyen gave in Brussels, in which she made absolutely clear that the EU would also join in very consequential economic measures of the kind that they have not employed before.
Much has been said about Nord Stream 2, somehow that it would be the be-all and end-all of not having this present set of circumstances. I don't believe that for a moment, because there's far more engagement here than that. But are the Germans ready to take significant actions with us if, in fact, Russia invades Ukraine?
I believe they are, and today is the first day of the new German government, as you know, but we've already begun intensive consultations with them.
Now, do we have a calculus as to how much pain Putin is willing to subject himself to in order to invade Ukraine, meaning how many lives of Russia's sons are in the mix in terms of particularly a long-term insurgency that would exist by the Ukrainian people rising up?
Chairman, I thought you sent President Putin a very powerful message yourself this morning, that the Ukrainians are a tough nation. They will not stand by. Should President Putin order his forces into Ukraine or otherwise try to destabilize their democracy in profound ways, I think the Russians will have a very big fight on their hands, that there will be severe casualties for them. And frankly, it's hard to comprehend why, at a time when Russia itself has one of the highest rates of COVID around the world and the Russian people are suffering in other ways, Putin would want to spend the money in the Russian treasury, hundreds of millions of rubles, on a war nobody needs with Ukraine rather than on building back better inside Russia, which is what his people are asking for.
Would it be fair to say that because of the mounting Russian troops, which I understand is like close to 170,000 or so amassed along Ukraine's various borders, that in fact it has caused the Ukrainians to have to mobilize in a way that they might not have before?
That's right. With, as I said, close to 100,000 troops now and many, many more planned, the Ukrainians are having to think differently about their own security. And in fact, some of the defensive lethal support that the U.S. has given Ukraine over the years, they've had in storage containers, and I think we'll now see them have to put that stuff out and be thinking very hard about their own civil defense.
And finally, if hopefully President Putin takes a different course and doesn't invade Ukraine, that doesn't mean that Ukraine's stability is reasserted, because there are other ways to try to destabilize the Ukrainian government. Are we working with the president of Ukraine to try to firm up their stability institutionally, as well as against cyber and other efforts to undermine the government of Ukraine?
We are, Mr. Chairman. As I said in my opening, there are also significant Russian efforts to destabilize Ukraine from within and to pose catastrophic risks for the Zelensky government. We have been very clear in sharing our concerns and intelligence that we have with the Ukrainians, and in supporting efforts that they are making, not only in the cyber realm, but in the civil defense realm, to protect their institutions and their critical infrastructure.
Thank you. Senator Risch.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Are you able to give us a readout on this call this morning?